Good morning, players, and happy mugshot day, honey. Frumpy Dump is going to be scurrying his asshole down to Fulton County today to be booked, fingerprinted, mugshot, and all that other stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and keep it a stack with you. I'm as happy as a flea on a dog's ass. But before we get to the mugshot of the century, let me give you guys some highlights from the GQP debate last night in Milwaukee. I declare, honey, it was a shit show on wheels. So before the debate even started, honey, 4 News was actually running some ads. And guess who came upon the screen? President Joe Biden. I declare, honey, it was a good ad, too.
There are some who say America is failing. Not Joe Biden. He believes our best days are ahead because he believes in the American people.
Those who bet against America are learning how wrong they are. It's never, ever been a good bet to bet against America. Never. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
That doggone Joe done bought some ad space during the Republican debate. That's Dark Brandon for you. I love him. Now, for me, watching Vivek's performance last night was pretty cringy. I mean, he started things off for me when he clearly copied off of President Obama.
So first, let me just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight. Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage?
The hope of a mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. When I seen that, honey, I was like, dang, I know I heard that before. Vivek. No originality at all. And he's also inexperienced and he doesn't know what he's talking about half of the time. And Nikki Haley was on his ass. Baby, when I tell you she drug him from here to oblivion for not knowing anything about foreign policy.
And you know, Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now. This is the false lies of a professional politician. There you have it.
Your watch, so the reality make America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what?
And Chris Christie wasn't letting Vivek breathe either, baby. He told him that he sounded like Chat GPT.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like Chat GPT standing up here. And the last person in one of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, "What's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here?" was Barack Obama.
And Pissy Pence wasn't far behind it either. Not only did he go after Vivek, baby, but he went after Frumpy Dump. He said, look, Frumpy Dump asked me to put the Constitution over him, and I just couldn't do it.
That the president asked me in his request that I reject or return votes unilaterally, power that no vice president in American history had ever exercised or taken. He asked me to put him over the Constitution. And I chose the Constitution. I balanced budgets and cut taxes when I was governor. I mean, look, Joe Biden has weakened this country at home and abroad. Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie.
Now let's move on to the sanctimonious, honey. He has the temperament of a rabid raccoon. I mean, I can't even imagine him trying to comfort people who have been through something, as presidents commonly do. I mean, his temperament is just completely awful.
Say we sold the biggest election landslide victory in the history of the Republican Party in the state of Florida in 2022. That's what I did. We can win.
Maybe this story he told, it was re-damn ridiculous and a hot boo-boo shitty mess, and I'm confused by it. Y'all take a listen.
I know a lady in Florida named Penny. She survived multiple abortion attempts. She was left discarded in a pan. Fortunately, her grandmother saved her and brought her to a different hospital.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Like I said, I really still don't know what he was trying to say. I guess he was saying Penny was aborted several times, and the grandmother just happened to walk in the room and find her and took her to a hospital where they nursed her back to health. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, moving on. Now, of course, these idiots were asked, would they support Frumpy Dump if he was to secure the Republican nomination for president? And 6 out of 8 of them raised their hands. Chris Christie did raise his hands, but then he backpedaled and pussy popped out of it. I'm not sure what that was about, but I digress.
President Trump is convicted in a court of law. Would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
Let me just give you a little bit of this. Frumpy Dump was over there with Tucker Carlson on Twitter, aka X, answering questions about January 6th. He said that it was a very beautiful day with love in the air, and then he was also asked, did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? That was the extent of this interview. It was ridiculous. It should have never been done. Frumpy Dump should have went to the debate. He's nobody special. But hey, they let him do whatever he wants to do, and he still gets the accolades and all this kind of stuff. So it is what it is. All right, players, put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about this shit show. This is Double D Mo for the Black Accurate News.
People that were in that crowd that day, very small group of people went down there, and then there are a lot of scenarios that we can talk about. But people in that crowd said it was the most beautiful day they've ever experienced.